Hey, welcome back. Today we are going to up drill the rest of the upper and lower skins on the wing. You might notice that my shop's a little bit different today. I've gone ahead and moved my wing off to the one side so I can get onto the rear side of the wing. I've put casters on the bottom of the legs of my table here so I can move it around easily. One thing I'll mention is that it's very important to make sure that your wing is level from one end to the far end. Make sure that it's level. You can see the piece of wood that I can set a level on top of and be able to see whether or not it's level on one end, and then I can move that up and check it on the other end, which I'll do right now. Probably worth talking about this little device here that I made. It's basically just a couple of 2x4s joined together with this and this. You notice I've cut the angle here so that it is a little bit steeper than where it would touch anywhere on the wing, depending on where I lay it. So if I move this front end forward more, it still finds one flat spot to sit on, no matter where I put it on the wing. In order to get an accurate reading on front and back, I've bumped the front 2x4 here up into the forward skin, bumped it up there right up against it so that it's nice and flush. And then I also bumped it up against some clecos here on the side to make sure I don't have it, sitting side to side one way or another, just kind of up against that, in order to make good measurement on both this end and that far end. Up here on the top, I've drawn a little rectangle around where I would set my phone. Pretty much my phone fits right between this line and this line, and then I have a level app installed on my phone to make sure that I get good readings. It gets me down to 1/10 of a degree. I also have these straps right here holding down the wing on both the inward end and the outside end of the wing. And basically that just holds everything true against these supports that I have here on the bottom. And notice I've got a couple of shims under this one to lift it up to make sure that it's level before I start drilling things. So at this point, this wing is level. It's down to 0.0 degrees from one end to the other. And so I feel comfortable drilling it out. There is just a slight offset from the upper skin into the rear spar here. The two pieces will slide one way or another just a little tiny bit to get it level. So that's why we up drill these and make sure we drill them all together. So what I'm going to do to make sure that this stays as centered as possible, I'm going to drill it up to 7/64 first, and then I'll drill it up to a full number 30 drill bit before I start putting in clecos. So what I'm going to do is go ahead and drill out all the holes through all the ribs first, leaving these ones that go into the rear spar until last, just to make sure that that's the last thing that gets drilled. I want to make sure that those two holes are lined up exactly in the middle before I drill into it and make that permanent, because if I don't, there's a possibility that it could be a little bit unlevel at the end. Just want to mention here that I always like to have two clecos on either side of the holes that I'm drilling at any given time. And so I'm going to move this cleco that's silver now, doesn't have anything between it. I'm just going to pull this one out and move it down to here so that the next hole I drill can have two clecos holding it in place before I put it in.